Right, I need a motion to approve this evening's agenda.
Before we do that, could I suggest that anybody who's not talking put on their mute? It cuts down on the static and feedback.
Thank you. All right, a motion to approve tonight's agenda, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Corey Bendis.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Thank you. Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, just a reminder to let anyone who's listening know is that according to Governor Whitmer's Executive Order 2020-15, the Open Meetings Act, all our votes will be roll call tonight. So if it seems unusual that we're doing lots of roll call votes, that is the reason why. All right, next we have no presentations this evening. It's time for our public comments. So if you want to make a comment, please unmute yourself, or Denise can unmute you, and we'll hear from you. Anyone? The window's closing. All right, hearing no public comments, we'll go on to our city manager's report. Mrs. Furstenberg.
No city managers report this evening, Mayor Stoneburner. We have a very lengthy agenda.
Thank you very much. Next, we have our consent agenda. We need a motion to approve our consent agenda, which consists of our regular meeting minutes of March 17th, 2020. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
And Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next, we have no unfinished business, so we'll get right into our new business. And first up, we are being asked to approve our annual ordinance supplement. New ordinances are introduced and adopted by the City Council annually. Unicode generates an annual ordinance supplement that fully integrates each new ordinance into the codification, both online and in print. May I have a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to approve payment to Unicode in the amount of $2,089.76.
May I have a second?
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote?
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve a lien for the demolition cost to 121 Kenyon. On September 10th, 2019, the Circuit Court approved a judgment in favor of the city that affirmed the orders of the Dangerous Building Commission and the City Council and authorized the demo of structures at 121 Kenyon. The judgment authorized a lien on the property to the extent of any costs incurred by the city that were not paid by the property owner. Invoices were sent December 30th of 2019 and February 5th of 2020 and have been ignored. Therefore, in compliance with the judgment, it is time to place a lien on the property. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve a lien on 121 Kenyon for non-invasive demolition costs in the amount of $25,254.74.
Support.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes.
Mr. Scarback,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bembas,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
motion carries.
He's calling.
All right. Our next our agenda item is to approve emergency tree removal. Our DPW was called to inspect 2 city-owned trees at 321 Orchard Street. Timber Tree Service was contacted, trim the trees impacting the house, and during the trim, they discovered both trees were rotten and in danger of falling on the home. Timbers recommended the immediate removal. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve payment for removal of 2 dangerous trees at 321 Orchard to Timber Street Service, whose address is 3037 King Road, China, Michigan, in the amount of $2,800.
Second.
Bembas. Oh, was it Blair?
I had Blair.
Pardon me, was that Blair? No.
What?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Scarback,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bembas,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
and Mrs. Meldrum.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve the terms of purchase for road salt through the My Deal program, and that allows Michigan local units of government to use state contracts to buy goods and services. There are over 400 contracts that are available to My Deal members. One. In order to sign the agreement, council must first authorize Joe Vernier as the city's street administrator to formally execute the agreement on behalf of the city. And the price of the salt will be determined after My Deal goes out to bid with the aggregate quality of all program participants. And the city, once we've agreed to, or we sign this agreement, the city is committed to the purpose, and this is the estimated amount for 2020, 2021 for salt. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to authorize DPW Foreman Joe Vernier to formally execute an agreement with MI Deal to purchase road salt for the 2020 through 2021 season.
Support.
Second.
That was Blair.
Yep.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bembas,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yeah.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes.
and Mr. Scarback.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, next, we're being asked to approve the sale of a 1997 Ford F-350 dump truck that is no longer in use at DPW. It's been posted for sale since March 4th. 2 responses were received from Facebook Marketplace, but no follow-up calls. Larry Kmetz has submitted an offer to purchase for $2,500. The truck is being sold as is with no warranty. Mr. Kmetz also has been informed that the truck may not be stored at Plates Automotive, of which he is proprietor. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve the sale of a 1997 Ford F-350 dump truck to Larry Kmetz for $2,500.
Support.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Bembas,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck,
Yes.
and Mayor Stoneburner.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Our next item is to adopt the Blue Ways of the St. Clair County. The St. Clair County Metropolitan Planning Commission has developed a plan for the Blue Ways of St. Clair. You can view the plan online at bluewaysofstclair.org. The plan highlights all 17 water trails and 44 water access sites accompanied by maps in St. Clair County. The St. Clair Board of Commissioners adopted this plan on November 21st, 2019, and it is recommended that Algonac adopt the plan and incorporate it into our local recreation plan to increase our odds of a future successful recreation grant application. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to incorporate the Blue Ways of St. Clair strategic plan into the 2019-2023 City of Algonac plan and direct the mayor and city manager to sign the memorandum of understanding for trail governance and management on behalf of the city.
Support.
Discussion?
I have a question. Do we have somebody volunteering to be a member of that board?
Councilman Martin, we have not been asked to provide a member to the board.
I thought I read that as part of it. I'll look back.
Or are you talking about the committee, the committee that works with the Planning Commission?
Hold on. Interject on the last paragraph before the signature. Ray is right. It says the Waters of St. Clair Strategic Plan appoint a person to serve on the Blue Ways Leadership Committee. He said, please consider adopting and appointing somebody. So Ray is right. We can consider adopting somebody, but it doesn't say we mandate that we have to, but it's something that we can consider to do. It's on the last paragraph before.
If we need somebody to be on that, I wouldn't mind part of that if they want somebody from council on it.
I am not
That's
sure
fine.
if they're talking about they want a staff person or they want a council person. But if they want a council person, we can bring that back to the board.
Okay, that sounds good.
Great. Thanks, Ray.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yeah.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
And Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to award grass cutting for city-owned properties. Bids were received on March 24th for grass cutting. We received 3 bids. This will include our properties of the library, the Riverfront Park, the skate park, Columbia Street Park, Lions Field, and the Michigan and Sherwood Streets by the parking area and trailhead, Scout Drive Tot Lot, and Smith Recreation Park. The grass will be mowed every week in the growing season, and all clippings and debris must be removed from the property. We received a low bid, and DE&E is our low bid and has satisfactory completed work in the city in the past. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to award a 3-year contract for grass cutting of city-owned property to D&E Landscaping in the amount of $37,592.94.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck?
No.
No. Okay. Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
And Mr. Blair.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to award we're being asked to award a contract for blight violation grass cutting. Again, bids were received March 24th for grass cutting at properties non-compliant with the city blight ordinance. 2 bids were received from D&E and from Sterling. D&E was awarded the last contract and held the same prices for this new contract. Sterling submitted a FOIA request to review the prices from the past contract and bid accordingly. D&E has satisfactorily completed work for the city in the past and is the recommended choice. May I have a motion, please?
Make a
I'll make-
motion.
I move,
To award the contract for blight violation grass cutting services for the period of May 1, 2020 to November 15th, 2022 to D&E Landscaping and Grading, Inc., whose address is Low Plank in Richmond, 48062, in the amount of $45 for a lot less than 8,000 square feet, $90 for a lot between 8 and 15,000 square feet, and $180 lot between 15,000 and 25,000 square feet.
support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarpa?
No.
Okay. Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
And Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve SEMCOG's annual designated management agency. The Federal Clean Water Act required the establishment of an area-wide water quality management program. In 2018, SEMCOG adopted a new water resources plan for Southeast Michigan, and a new fee allocation was adopted in February of 2019.
Excuse me, Mayor Stoneburner? Mayor Stoneburner, we're on 11I. You skipped one. We're on,
Skip one. I went too fast, sorry. Here we go, we gotta fertilize first. Sorry. All right. We're being asked to award a contract for city-owned properties for grass fertilization. Again, bids went out and were received on March 24th for fertilization of city-owned properties, and that would be City Hall, Riverfront Park, and the water plant. We received 3 bids. The low bid, we received 3 bids, VitaClean, Sterling, and D&E. D&E was the low bid and has satisfactorily completed work for the city in the past. May I have a roll call, please? A motion, please.
I move to award the contract for city-owned property grass fertilization for the period May 1st, 2020 to November 15th, 2022 to D&E Landscape and Grading in the amount of $5,995.04.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Meldrum?
yes.
Mr. Scarpa?
No.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now we're being asked to approve the SEMCOG designated management agency allocation. The Federal Clean Water Act required the establishment of an area-wide water quality management program in 2018. SEMCOG adopted a new water resources plan for Southeast Michigan, and a new fee allocation was adopted February of 2019. Fees are based on drinking water, storm water, and wastewater, and are used to support regional water resource management planning activities. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a
move
motion to approve
payment.
payment to Semcog, whose address is 1001 Woodward Avenue, Suite 1400, Detroit, Michigan 48226, in the amount of $1,000.
Support.
Second.
Who's that?
Bembas, Strappick and Bembas.
Mike Bembas.
Thank you.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stonebringer?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
And Mrs. Meldrum?
yes,
Motion carries. All right, next, we're being asked to approve a payment to McBride Manley for preparation of Form F-65 Annual Local Unit Fiscal Report for the year ending June 30th, 2019, and submission of the Auditing Procedures Report for the year ended June 30th, 2019. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve payment for audit services to McBride Manley, whose address is 1115 South Parker Street, Marine City, Michigan, in the amount of $1,800.
Support.
Support.
Okay.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Stonebringer?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
yes,
And Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Next, we're being asked to approve payment to the building official for work in February 2020. The building official is paid 75% of the permit fee and an hourly rate for weekly office hours, which are between 4 and 8 hours a week. Our previous building official was a part-time city employee. Our current building official is a contracted employee. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve payment to Tracy Alec, Building Official Services, 3210 Church Road in Casco, Michigan, in the amount of $1,707.
Second.
Those Bembas.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum?
yes,
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
And Mr. Bembas? Oop, I did that wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who's missing?
I'll say yes.
I'll say yes again.
Sorry. Mayor Stonebringer?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
All right, next we're being asked to adopt Resolution 2020-04 and declare a moratorium on water shutoffs and the imposition of all late fees and costs associated with non-payment of water bills. The City Council may approve the moratorium on the assessment of late fees and costs associated with non-payment of water bills until the termination of the state of emergency under Section 3 of Executive Order 2020-4. All charges for usage would continue to accrue. Late fees would not accrue. Collection enforcement and late fees would not be resumed until after the executive order is lifted. Current city ordinances grant the City Council the authority to review the charges, rates, fees, rules, and regulations imposed in connection with city water service. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 2020-04 and declare a moratorium on water shutoffs due to non-payment and the imposition of all late fees and costs associated with the non-payment of water bills.
Support.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bembas.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Our last item of new business is to approve Resolution 2020-05, establishing rules for remote attendance at public meetings due to COVID-19. This modifies, this executive order modifies the order for public bodies as a result of the COVID-19. This order allows us to hold public meetings remotely when certain notification requirements are met, post all meeting documents online in advance, provide procedures for persons with disabilities to participate, and provide opportunities for public comment during the meetings and before. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to adopt Resolution 2020-05, temporarily modifying the Open Meetings Act requirements for State of Michigan Executive Order 2020-15.
Support.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Gillis,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Bembas,
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yeah.
Thank you. Motion carried.
All right, next, we're being asked to approve our accounts payable and payroll. May I have a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $100,250.94 as presented.
Support.
Second.
Who? Bembas?
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mrs. Meldrum,
Yes.
Mr. Scarbeck,
Yes.
Mr. Bembas,
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
and Mr. Gillis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Items on our next agenda, Mrs. Furstenberg, what do we have?
Thank you, Mayor Stoneburner. We hope to award the contract for audit services. We have our county assessing contract that is up for renewal. We will be looking at an ordinance to change the time that you can put your garbage out. There'll be an introduction of that on this 21st, as well as some engineering work we need done at the water plant and approval of a payment to one of our election vendors.
Okay. We got a lot, but not like this time. All right, council comment. Councilwoman Meldrum.
Everybody stay home and stay safe.
Councilman Martin.
I'd like to acknowledge the Algonac Church of Christ because they have made handmade face masks and have been passing them out. And I think council would like to know if there are other volunteers of such helping out people in our community, and we'd like to acknowledge them. And also everybody follow the COVID-19 guidelines and be safe.
Councilman Scarbeck.
Hi, you guys. I hope you guys are all staying safe and being good out there, and I wish you guys a happy Easter. Thank you.
Councilman Blair.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad council's safe. I'd like to thank Denise and Sam and our other administration for getting this meeting together in such a short time span and get everybody on board. I also want to piggyback on what Mr. Martin had said. I believe that Jan Evans and a group over at Scoreboard and More are also sewing up some kind of mask. I know that they're looking for more sewers in the city that can sew. I can probably sponge on that. I want everybody to stay safe, and please think about themselves and anybody they're in contact with on a level of we've unprecedented that we've never seen before. First responders, Joe Doan, and everybody in our DPW and everybody in our first responder area that is on the front lines, taking care of what needs to be taken care of in spite of what's going on. And again, happy Easter. Well, I want everybody just to stay safe, and I think that will be over soon. And hope this will be over soon. All I can say, I'll pray, and thank you very much.
Mayor Pro Tem Gillis.
I would like to thank the administration for getting this together for this meeting. It was very nice to see everybody's faces and hear everybody's voices. I'm looking forward to when we can see each other again in person. I also would like to thank the Piece to Piece Quilters and the Care Bag Movement for the masks that they're making. They provided me with 40 of them to bring to my employer because we are a retailer and we are working. So it was nice of them to provide that. On those lines, please remember the people that are working, the essential workers. You know, I work in an essential retailer. If it's not essential, please try to stay out, stay home. And if you do go out, don't bring your whole family out. Just minimize the amount of people that go out. I've seen things that I've been in disbelief. People bringing their whole entire families on a shopping trip, and now is just not the time. So everybody, please stay safe, and we can get through this together, and we'll all be able to see each other again soon. Thank you.
Councilman Bembas.
Hi, just to piggyback on Rocky Gillis, Jan Evans has also given masks to the Algonac and St. Clair post offices. So Piece to Piece Quilters and Kickback Movement have been really, really supportive in this time of need. I can't reiterate enough, stay home, okay? Meeting those 2 or 3 people at the boardwalk is not good. I know that it says no more than 10 people. It only takes one infected person to be by to catch it. I know it's spring. We all want to be out. I want to be on the boat. Guess what? We can't be on the boat. We can't be out. We've already had 2 cases in Algonac, and I know at least one of them is in the hospital. We don't want this to spread. We've got to stay home. We all know the basics. Wash the skin off of your hands. 20 seconds to wash your hands. Leave your shoes outside. Wipe down with wipes anything you bring in the house, including grocery bags and the things in it. If you do go to the store, only touch what you're going to buy. Keep your germs to yourself. Wear those face masks. Wear the face mask. Did I say wear the face mask? Wear those face masks. You know, there is hope in this. In Italy and Spain, the numbers are starting to plateau and actually drop. We're almost starting to plateau in the U.S., but New York, New Jersey are way over the top. What scares me in Michigan is we are the 10th highest population, but we have the 3rd most cases in the country. We've got to stay home. If you want more information on this to track it, there are 2 sites that I've been looking at. One is michigan.gov/coronavirus, and it will tell you how many people in each county have COVID and how many people passed away from it. So far, in St. Clair County, we have 129 active cases. We've got to be careful. If you go to worldometer/coronavirus, it will give you the updates of what's happening in Michigan, as well as any other state and any country on the planet. Good sites to look at, not to get anxious, but to see what's trending. I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor, but it's good to see that it's dropping in Italy and Spain. It hit them harder than it hit us at first. So maybe within a few weeks it'll start dropping here. That's all I have.
Thank you. Last Friday, Tom and I were entertained by Chris Meldon from Meldon Brothers on their Meldon Brothers band page. And we, along with hundreds, eventually thousands of people, watched Chris play. And there was one comment that really stood out when people were signing in from all over the world listening to this. But it came from our very own Richard Field III. He said, "Let these times be a reminder of how things were when they are right." Like a few weeks ago, just saying, things were okay a few weeks ago. We're going to get back to that. But in the meantime, we have to appreciate our healthcare workers and all that they're doing, our first responders, our law enforcement, our fire department. Our Piece to Piece quilters and care bag movement have distributed thousands of face masks throughout the county and beyond. We're focusing on things here. We need more sewers, like you've heard from the other ones. We need people to help sew. We've got materials coming in. We'll get materials to you. Contact me. I will forward your information to Jan Evans. I will run it to your house. We'll get the things that you need for that. But we really need lots of help. And most of all, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. And with that, I need an adjournment for our meeting.
Everybody, and again, I'd like to make a motion to postpone. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Meldrum? Mrs. Meldrum?
Yes.
Mr. Scarback?
Yes.
Mayor Stoneburner?
Yes.
Mr. Bembas?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Good night, all, and yes.
Mr. Gillis?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried. 7:45.
We are adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you,
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night,
Thank you.
guys.
Be
Stay safe.
everybody.
Good night.